Well, thanks for tuning in to learn more about how to be more successful at outreach. Admittedly, one of the toughest parts of the sales process, getting someone who wasn't thinking of talking to you previously to give you some time. So I appreciate how hard that is, and kudos for you for owning that task and wanting to get better. I've got 3 keys that I think can be helpful in improving your conversion rate, and I wanted to walk you through them. The first is, under our 3 C's, would be curious. We've got to be able to leverage your ability to get that prospect curious. If they're not curious, why would they take the meeting? And the data bears it out. Our attention level spikes by 91% when someone exposes a knowledge gap, essentially making us curious. So as you're making your outreach, whether it's email or calls or voicemails, you've got to be able to spark their curiosity. What is it that I know that you want to know? That gives you the best chance to want them to either take the call or ultimately take the meeting. So figuring out some insight on an industry, something that they didn't know, a lesson learned that you've learned from serving other customers like them, those are great places to mine those nuggets that you can put in front of them with some credibility stats to show that it's ultimately worked and they're not the guinea pig, so to speak. So get them curious. That's the most important first thing. Equally important is your confidence in the story that you want to tell. Our word choice, our body language, our tone of voice all contribute to the impression that buyer is making of us as sellers. And if we don't believe the story we're telling, why on earth should they give us time to tell it at a greater length? So we've got to do our pre-work and study what makes our story special. Why does our company win? Where are we uniquely qualified to help buyers like this? And if I can understand the outcomes that I could help them realize quicker, now I've got a story. I've got almost an imperative to tell them because I think I can help them that much. I'm highly confident that this will be worth their time. That's your pre-work that you need to do before you even go into the call to get yourself into a very confident mindset. And then the last step is we've got to be really clear about what are they going to learn if they do take the call. So if they get curious and they're believing what you're saying, now they're going to be practical and decide, is this worth my time? Do I want to learn that? What is going to be in that agenda, and will that help me, reach a goal or reach an outcome more quickly? So being very clear about that, and appreciate that what your product does might not be the single most important thing. And very often we push very product-centric agendas at people and hope the awesomeness of our product does the story for us, or storytelling for us. And I caution you against that. They're sitting there on their side of the business trying to get things done. And the greater we can align our story to how we're going to help them realize their outcomes, the much better chance you'll have of them seeing value in the meeting that you're proposing. So there's a quick hit at about 3 ways to improve your conversion rates when trying to make outreach and sell the meeting. I hope that was helpful. If that was, tune in to the next video and we'll talk about the importance of making sure that the gatekeeper gets managed appropriately and some strategies for how to work with that person, not against. Thanks for tuning in.